Oh, this summer is going to be the one that does me in. I just know it. Anyways. As always, I have a link tree to my Ko-fi and Redbubble in the description below. If you like what I do and or want my art in your things, here's an example, if that tickles your fancy. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. More importantly, the people of Palestine can use our aid in the face of the genocidal Zionist occupation. Beyond Israel's general atrocities, the peoples of Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo could also use our support. And on a United States level, the fascist Republican Party is undermining human rights and ruining the country in the name of profit. I have a link tree with various options to offer support linked in the description below. If you have any aid organizations you regard highly, please leave a comment and I'll take a look. But for now, it's showtime! Let's start with the least of today's heart-to-hearts, a nighttime chat between Fiora and Sharla. You can probably imagine where this is going. Sorry to drag you away at a time like this. It's okay. What do you want to talk about? I didn't want to say this earlier, but until I met you, I thought Melia was the one for him. For who? Are you talking about Shulk? Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to meddle. I'm just an onlooker. I don't really mind which one of you gets the guy. Oh no. Something up, Fiora? Yes, something's definitely up. You see what my body's like now? Why would he pick me over Melia? Probably because I don't even think he knows that Melia is interested in him. I hate this. I hate this. Talk to me, Fiora. I'm a girl too, so I can relate. No, you can't. Maybe that was a bit of a strong statement on my part. No, it's fine. I'm a unicorn. Just don't pity me or anything. I won't. I would never feel sorry for you. Wait, no, that came out wrong. Sharla, where are you going with this? I don't look at you and think you're someone that needs pity. But I care about you a lot, and I do worry about you. About your new body and how things are going with Shulk. You probably think I should learn to mind my own business. Don't be silly. I don't think that. You're so nice to me, Sharla. Here I am complaining, and you're just worried I'm okay. It's who I am. I'm glad I got to tell you about it. And sorry that I pulled you away from you-know-who. That's okay. I enjoyed chatting to you. We should do it more often. You can? Yes, and I want you to remember something. None of us look at you as someone who needs our pity or anything. How can you speak for everyone? Because I see it in their eyes, especially Shulk's. He deeply regrets that he couldn't stop this happening to you. But his feelings for you are still clear as day. I'm sorry, that might make you worry that you're being a burden to him. But you needed to know that, to know how he feels about you. I didn't realize any of this. I was convinced everyone just felt sorry for me, including him. I know you all care about me a lot. I guess I just read it a bit wrong. Well, it's hard for me to know for sure what anyone else is thinking. Or what you're thinking about what they're thinking. Even so, listening to what you say makes me feel I was mistaken. Probably. But who can blame you for trusting what's in your heart? You're right. Thank you, Sharla. If I ever look like I haven't understood something like this, be sure to let me know. Thanks. I think?
I know that you're a big deal to the boy, so don't worry. Lately, that's been clear as can be. Lately? You mean after he found me? Yeah, since he came back. I mean, Shulk looked out for everyone like the good guy he is, but he's definitely changed since you joined us. He has? How do you mean? He doesn't seem so grimly determined. Grim anything doesn't sound much like Shulk to me. He might not have even noticed the change himself. But I did, Dunban did. Riki might have done. But not Melia and Reyn. They saw him differently. Reyn's been going through almost the same thing as Shulk. And Melia... Melia, what? What were you going to say? You'll have to talk to her if you want to find that out. I shouldn't be the one to tell you. Fair enough. But I'd still be happy to see either of you get together with Shulk. That's kind of you, Sharla. Wish me luck. I don't think he's changed. That makes sense. You didn't see him until after you met up again. I know, but do you really think Shulk has changed that much? I don't mean it in a bad way. He's still basically the same guy. Well, that's a relief. So he never stopped being kind and sweet. Not for a second. But that's not what I mean. It's subtle, but he's stronger now. I think it's because he knows he has to protect you from now on. That's reassuring. I'm glad he hasn't changed too much, though. I would hate for Shulk to stop being Shulk. Maybe he tried really hard to stop himself from changing. That doesn't sound very practical. I mean, like, subconsciously. Maybe part of him really wanted to keep hold of who he was. You could well be right. Shulk's a kind enough person that deep down, he'd want to stay kind. Thanks for telling me about all this, Sharla. Don't worry. No thanks needed. Just hang in there, okay?
Cool. I hate it. In Ose Tower can be found, shockingly, in Ose Tower, is between Riki and Dunban.
Riki not like here. Riki go burr inside and outside.
Yes, it's bitterly cold.
No, Dunban not right. Riki means something different.
Well, what then? Tell me.
Riki's instinct tell him. Riki has cold.
Oh no, you alright, Riki? You are looking a bit under the weather.
Riki going to die!
You're not going to die, Riki. I'll bring Sharla and have her take a look at you.
Riki want to eat blobby soup.
I can't say I've heard of it. What is it exactly?
When Riki have cold, Oka makes special soup. She add 50 vitamins to soup, and it look like big blob.
I see. Sounds delicious, Riki. A healthy, nutrient-rich soup is a very good idea.
Yes, Riki want Oka's soup.
Fiora used to make me soup whenever I had a cold as well. I'd eat it all up and be right as rain in no time.
Dunban make Riki soup.
What? Me? Make you soup?
Riki need healthy soup. Dunban can make veg soup.
I'm possibly the worst cook on Bionis, apart from Reyn. and it would take me a while to find all the ingredients.
Riki want tasty soup, Dunban. Dunban. Dunban should learn to make own soup and not always ask Fiora.
Perhaps you are right. I'll think it over, Riki. Still no soup for Riki today, so you'll have to just buck up.
Riki's still not well. But Riki, wait for next time to eat Dunban's delicious dinner. Riki want to eat Fiora's soup?
Sounds kind of dirty. You could probably make an innuendo out of that.
Riki want to try Hum Hum's special soup for sick people.
It's not anything special, Riki. It's very plain, in fact. It has no taste, no color. Eating it when you have no appetite feels like a punishment.
That sounds like blobby soup. It helps you get better from cold, but taste is like no pun nightmare. And Oka get angry when Riki not eat it all up.
Fiora's the same way with me. You just have to force it down.
Riki and Dunban same? Yay! Riki like being like Dunban. Thank you, Dunban. Riki die happy no pond.
Riki, are you all right? Stay with me, Riki.
Ghosts are here. Ghosts come out and fight Riki. Hereupon kapow you away.
Who exactly are you ranting on at, Riki?
Dunban must leave now. Not safe here.
I do sense something strange in the air. It's not right somehow. Maybe you are onto something.
Riki feels scary.
That doesn't sound like the Hereupon Riki I know.
Hereupon Riki brave. Riki beat Dino Beast.
Riki, do you know anything about the Memento expedition team?
Alvis tell Riki small bit about it. Shulk was one of team. Riki not know before.
That's right. 14 years ago, the team set out to try and find the Memento. They found it here in these ruins, but only one of them came home. That was Shulk.
What about other team members?
They were found dead by the entrance to the ruins. I heard about it from Dixon, who found Shulk at the time. The bodies had no external wounds, but they looked starved. Perhaps the Memento rejected them. Or perhaps...
Riki, no! Ghosts are here! Riki want to go home now!
Relax, Riki. There's nothing here. The ghosts are all in your mind.
Dunban know what ghost is?
I'm going to tell you a story, Riki. But first a question. Do you know anything about the Memento expedition team?
Alvis tell Riki some information. Shulk was one of team members. Riki was very surprised.
That's right. 14 years ago, the team set out to try and find the Memento. They found it here in these ruins, but only one of them came home. That was Shulk.
Shulk's Daddy Pun and Mummy Pun not come home?
No, they did not make it back. Perhaps the Memento rejected them. Or perhaps...
When Riki come here, Riki feel different. Riki sometimes hear voice worried about Shulk.
Is that so? You've got an instinct for this. I didn't hear a thing.
Here is special place to Shulk. Riki remember that, and not kapow ghosts.
So what's really interesting here is that this is another instance of Riki canonically being able to detect ghosts. He was also privy to Picalian's final farewell to Melia in the Biona's heart. It's such a strange ability that has no bearing on anything.
Thank you, brother. Your words will stay with me forever.
His words.
Oh, Riki heard. Riki heard Meli's brother. Riki not see him, but Riki hear him.
Riki.
Last for today is Echoes of Ancient Times between Melia and Reyn. It can be found at the Valley of Emperors in the High Entia Tomb. Somewhere. There, I think? Goodbye, Melia.
Hang in there. Don't give up.
Oh, there you are. And there it is. Let me grab that first. Yes.
It doesn't matter how many times I come here, it still amazes me.
It's impressive, all right. I can't believe it's so old.
Do you not have such ancient architecture near your colony?
Nope. Not still looking all shiny and new like this. Magmel Ruins is the closest, but it's taken a beating over the years.
Then it truly is a unique place.
So, that globe thing, what's that all about?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer. It's a mystery to me too.
You mean you don't know? What, did you skip tech class in school or something?
I am leaving.
Easy, Melia. I was joking.
I see. Reaching a little, don't you think? According to the Ministry of Research, it's the tomb's center. Perhaps the defense systems were activated.
Pretty amazing for something you lot built ages ago. What's with all the scribbles on the wall? That your alphabet?
That is an ancient script. It depicts the battle between the Bionis and the Mechonis.
Battle? What battle? Oh, you mean the one the Bionis and Mechonis fought forever ago?
If you know already, why bother asking me?
Yeah, I just remembered. I learnt about it in school.
You're a strange one, Reyn. But yes, these are thought to be writings of that ancient battle.
So you don't know exactly what it says here?
No, only those that ascend the throne are able to read it. It is like a code that must be unlocked.
So you can't read it at all? I thought you were pretty smart.
You, of all people, should avoid making remarks about intelligence.
You got me there, Melia. It's really that old? I thought there weren't any records left from back then. Or ruins. This could be the only place left.
You do know a few things, Reyn. Yes, the battle was so fierce it destroyed most of everything.
Then that would make this text pretty important, if you ask me.
Very much so. However, only those that ascend the throne are able to decipher it.
That means you'll be able to read it someday, right?
I will, with some hard work. But before such things, we all have much work to do. And that comes first.
No doubt, Melia. So let's get back to it. Let's go and take a look. I guess you wouldn't know, but that thing roughed us up good.
Then my guess would be that it's the nerve center of the tomb. Perhaps the tomb's defense systems were activated.
Do you know how it works? Ether or something, right?
You're probably correct. But how is that possible? This was built many years ago. The technology to extract high quantities of ether energy is new.
Us Holmes could do with that. But you kept it to yourselves.
We could have made loads of really good weapons, you know? Maybe even stopped the Mechon from murdering our families. You are right, Reyn. We High Entia chose to turn a blind eye. I'm not proud. Sorry, I didn't mean to blame you. None of that's your fault. No, your point was valid. That's why it has to be different. Homs and High Entia together. We will rebuild your homes and get you back on your feet. Really? You mean it? Thanks, Melia. No more square tash telling offs. No more square tash telling offs. Ugh. No more trips out of the colony for those ether cylinders. Telling offs? What are you talking about? Ah, nothing. It's personal. Anyway, thanks a bunch, Melia. I am confused, but then I find I often am when talking to you. Mind sharing it with us? We're, a bit behind with stuff like this. Floating cities and flying machines are a bit advanced for our lot. If you're in need of technology, we'd be happy to share it with you. We High Entia will no longer shut ourselves away to others. So you'll help us? Brilliant! No more getting shouted at by old Square Tash. He hates it when we don't find cylinders. Who is this Square Tash? Oh, forget it. It's nothing. Just me blabbering on. You reckon one day we can make those airships you lot have? It'd be amazing. I've always wanted my own plane. How do you know about planes? Cheers, Melia. It's gonna be great. I feel we've drifted slightly from the subject at hand. Regardless, from now on, the High Entia and Homs will work together. Hand in hand, we'll restore Colony 9 to its former glory and beyond.
So, there's 3 green Affinity tier hearts left, and all 3 are in Alchemoth, which has a whole second, unrelated layer of difficulty. After that, I'm moving on to the next tier of hearts, which isn't the next tier of Affinity. The game actually completely jumps the 3rd blue tier and goes straight to the 4th lavender tier, which is odd, as well as inconvenient, since some of the party pairs haven't reached that tier yet, and Dunban and Reyn haven't even made it past green. I figured this is as good a time as any to show off some Affinity grinding, and talk about Affinity in general. I did a terrible unscripted job way back in episode 12, so this is a bit of a do-over, I suppose. Allow me to set up this whole wacky chain first, and then I'll talk over the farming. Step 1. We need to furnish ourselves with an enemy to farm off of. Really, the only super convenient one is here in Aerith Sea. From Soltnar Seal Island, we swim south to Cromar Coast. We can certainly clear out the Cromar on the way, but the only really important ones are this group of 4 after the bridge. More on that shortly. Step 2, we find our quarry, Stormy Belagon, at the end of the path with its 2 daffy pals. We need those 2 gone as well. Now, run away. This is why killing that group of 4 was important. 2 of their number are kindred-type enemies, meaning they get involved in any fight that includes any of their species. Belagon's pursuit range ends a bit before the bridge, which is why the sight-type pair at the bridge aren't important. But if you get too close to the quartet with Belagon on your heels, they'll attack. Also, they'll respawn after a while, so watch out for that. Now, step 3. Set up to farm. Or don't, and take your chances. I'll cover that later, even if I don't actually do much of it myself. And step 4, engage Belagon again, and just let your party members fall unconscious at his feet over and over. Meanwhile, you stand there and mash the B button to wake them up and encourage them over and over again. Step 5, when Belagon starts getting to low health, run away again. Repeat steps 4 and 5 until satisfied. So, let's talk Affinity. Party Affinity, the affinity between 2 party members, has 5 levels: yellow, green, blue, lavender, and pink. When a character joins the party, they start at 0 affinity points, with a couple exceptions. Shulk and Reyn start at 900 points, Shulk and Fiora start at 550 points, and Mecha Fiora's affinity with Shulk and Dunban are increased by 1,500 points after she joins the party permanently. There are a number of benefits to having high affinity. It makes it more likely for a chain link to occur during chain attacks, extending the chain. This is an added percent total equal to 30 times the quotient of the character's current affinity divided by the max affinity, ergo between 0 and 30%. During gem crafting, higher affinity between the shooter and engineer increases the number of turns that can occur. Additionally, higher affinity between the engineer and the non-participating party members increases the chance of a party support. Most presciently for this episode, viewing heart-to-hearts depends on sufficient affinity between the two relevant characters. Now, raising affinity can be done in a variety of ways. It's a bit of a grind, but the collectible gifting system can certainly get you where you need to be. Each collectible can be gifted from one party member to another, changing their affinity by a value determined by both the item and the recipient. It is possible to deduce what the character likes or dislikes based on the item's characteristics, such as its type and color. Or you can do the easy way and check the internet for lists of what all the characters like. Keep in mind that each tier is a range of 1,000 points, and normal collectibles can, at most, provide a change of 30. There is one collectible, the Love Source, that increases affinity by 100 points. However, it can only be traded for, and the only thing in the game that is expensive enough to trade for it is Veritas Glyphs, which only drop from the super bosses. Even then, you still need Shulk's Hero's Privilege and Riki's Friends Now skills to boost its trade value. And Colony 6's area affinity needs to be at 5 stars, for High Entia immigrant Jarrell to offer it. Heart-to-hearts are also a strong means of increasing affinity. Completing a heart-to-heart can increase affinity by 200, 300, or 400 points. There is a guaranteed 300 points per heart-to-heart, and the two choices in the heart-to-heart each provide an increase or decrease of 50 points. Accepting and completing quests can also increase affinity, so it's advisable to switch the party around when doing so to keep pairs who are at max affinity from wasting points. When a party member chimes in during the quest dialogue, their affinity with the party lead is increased by a variable amount. Of course, battle is probably going to be the big moneymaker for affinity, with multiple sources that can be triggered. Each activation of a chain attack will grant 10 affinity points to all party pairs that are in the battle. Successfully completing a burst affinity prompt, which can be triggered every 15 seconds when a battle member performs a critical hit, dodges an attack, or misses an attack, will increase the affinity between the two pairs that include the triggering character. This increase can be either 10 or 30 affinity points, depending on where in the circle the B button is pressed. For today, we'll be looking at this final source, which is why I've been harassing Stormy Belagon for the past however long. Helping a party member who is suffering from a negative status increases the affinity between helper and helpee by 20 points. This includes topple, daze, sleep, low tension, and being downed. So let's talk about Stormy Belagon now. Belagon is a unique level 87 Chromar that can be found on the Chromar coast along the south wall of Aerith Sea. It's a nasty enemy and is not to be taken lightly. It's just unfortunate that it's also the best affinity grind of the game, so we're taking it very lightly. The element of note is its spike effect. Characters within 8 units that attack it are put to sleep. Sleep is one of those negative statuses that can be helped, making it quick and easy to farm affinity off of that alone. Of course, that spike effect isn't the only tool in its arsenal. It has a rather nasty spread of arts that you need to watch out for. It has 2 3-hit single-target arts, Combo and Smash. The latter inflicts Daze, another negative status that we could take advantage of in this case. The AoE Beastman Curse inflicts Art Seal, which could impact survivability. The single-target Foot Trap inflicts Bind, which could prevent moving around to actually help your party. And the AoE Hypnotic Light, which is another means for it to inflict sleep. With all this in mind, we have a number of things to consider for this grind session. With all this in mind, we have a number of things to consider for this grind session. For one thing, you can turn on casual mode,
where you can turn it off later, and the halved damage taken will take a lot of worry off of your back. Of course, there are drawbacks with this. The party does double damage, increasing the risk of killing Belgon, and, more importantly, makes debuff inflicting spike effects have 50% less chance to trigger, which is kind of what we're relying on. Regardless of if you choose to use casual mode or not, you'll need to take steps to keep your NPC party members alive, as well as prevent them from killing Belgon on accident. To wit, removing their damaging arts entirely is recommended. Additionally, equipping much weaker weapons and talent boost gems can help mitigate the risk of the auto attack chipping away too much health. As for building for survivability, the big worry is the 3-hit physical arts, though the 3 ether arts shouldn't be underestimated. Gems for physical defense could put in work, and ether defense gems wouldn't go amiss either, if you have room. Keeping healing arts on is a good idea as well, and to keep Belgon from sealing them, art seal resist gems can help too. For the character that you'll be relying on to help the others, equipping them with debuff resist gems and sleep resist gems is necessary. But why not just debuff resist gems, you might ask? Well, that's because debuffs inflicted by spike effects aren't subject to debuff resist gems. You need specifically sleep resist gems to deal with Belgon's spike effect. Daze also isn't subject to debuff resist gems, along with topple and blowdown. So daze resist gems, 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 daze resist gems might also be advisable. Ignore that. Ignore whatever that was. Note that I said for the character you'll be relying on to help the others. It doesn't necessarily have to be the character that you're controlling. In fact, if you set up one of the NPC party members to do the helping, you can basically go AFK and do something else while you wait. Though this is riskier and probably slower. So, why Stormy Belgon? Why are we harassing this poor lizard like this? Well, it's all down to the spike effect. There are 3 types of spike. Close range, which triggers on anything inside of its radius every 5 seconds. Topple, which becomes active after being toppled and thereafter trigger whenever attacked. And counter, which inherently triggers when attacked unless first toppled. Most spike effects just do damage. Close range and topple spikes primarily consist of these types. These are clearly not useful for affinity grinding, and topple spikes have the unfortunate extra step of having to topple the target. Counter spikes have a much wider range of effects, but a lot are stat debuffs, such as slow or strength down, and are also not useful. Of all the enemies with spike effects, there are only 6 that can be used for affinity grinding. 3 of them are topple types. The abnormal and majestic clone Bargs have daze and topple respectively, and Tranquil Morax has sleep. Having to topple these enemies make them immediately a no-go for grinding, and Morax is also permanently dead due to being a Sword Valley enemy. The 3 counter-type spikes that have useful effects for this are, obviously, the level 87 Stormy Belgon and its sleep spike, the level 99 Magnificent Digilis and its topple inflicting spike. It's a unique Dinos Soros that spawns near Magna's decayed forest after Makar's core. And the level 98 Firework Gildesia and its Daze spike. This only spawns during the quest that rewards Fiora's 5th skill tree branch, alongside another level 98 unique. So, you can certainly try the other ones, but why would you do that? Why? As a final note, in the original version and new 3DS port, there was actually a really easy way to farm affinity. This involved luring a regular Dinos Soros. That's a terrible name. And also a misnomer. I'll talk about that later, in a different episode. The thing with the Dinoses and Soroses and whatever. If you lure one of these things over to a tree, and thanks to a glitch, you can effectively lobotomize it. It will stop doing things, allowing you to miss attacks forever, and constantly drop into low tension, which your party can farm affinity from. That was fixed in the definitive edition. Ultimately, this isn't really necessary. Just keep completing quests and fighting enemies with different party setups, and you'll get there eventually. I just want my party to all at least be at Lavender, and I want it now.
J.G. Wentworth. Something now. Can you imagine what a strange day Stormy Belagon is having? This group of assholes show up and kill all its mates, and then spend hours just taking micro naps around it. With that done, let's get a couple quests done and dusted. There's a couple of High Entian survivors that have some requests for us. Jumping to the ether plant, we can find Teelan. Of course, this only happens after completing Muriel's quest, the missing boy, and rescuing him from Algamoth. Hello there, Teelan. That's your voice?
If I go there, I might be able to find the documents. But could I really do that on my own?
Sounds like you've got a problem.
Shulk, we must do something. We should make the time to help.
Thanks, Melia. I'll ask what the problem is.
Hey, can you hear me out? My professor told me something before he turned into a Telethia. He said there's a secret lab somewhere in the tomb. Apparently, it was used for some kind of research on the Telethia. Anyway, I was thinking there might be a way to change everyone back to normal in there. That's what my professor said. But I'm still just a kid. I can't get there on my own. Please, can you help me? A Telethia laboratory? That sounds like the sort of place there might be a way to do it. It's our best hope. If it's there, we should be able to find it. I wouldn't want you to put yourself in too much danger. Neroth hated people being reckless. But it makes me happy to hear you say that.
There's a Telethia research facility within the High Entia Tomb. Go to the High Entia Tomb and find the research facility. Collect the Telethia research from the Telethia laboratory in the High Entia Tomb.
Really? You'll do it? Thanks. Then I'll go over my professor's research notes again.
No problem. Leave it to me.
Shulk, be careful, okay? Make sure you don't overdo it.
I'll be fine, because you're with me, Fiora. In order to complete this quest, the High Entia emblem is required to open a hidden door in the tomb. I completed the quest that rewarded the emblem back in episode 85, and did an almost full run-through of the doors it could open in episode 86. This final door is the only one I didn't muck with, as it's only relevant to this quest. Okay, enough roleplay walking. And there it is. Furious Jozan. Okay, so fighting this guy isn't necessary. You can certainly sneak around him using aerial cloak gems. But I think I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill this freak. How should I go about this? Come down here. Also, he's an auditory type. So I feel like I could just slip around past him. This might be bad. This might be a bad idea. Nope. I blew it. I blew it so badly. Ah!
And we're stronger than anyone else.
I didn't know you could do that. God, that sucks.
so much.
Keep at it.
I apologize for being an English.
We can definitely do this.
I'm warrior.
I'm all right, thank you.
What?
We haven't lost yet. You can do it.
Sorry.
We can definitely.
Well, it could be worse.
Ready to go. Summon bolt.
Nothing's gonna stop me.
I admire your courage, Shulk. The ether is flowing through me.
You never stood a chance.
But we cannot be reckless. Should be okay if we fight like this.
Well, that was a bit of a debacle. It's my favorite word. Debacle. Look at this place. This laboratory is actually the same one in which Alvis and Lorithia were studying the new anti-life weapons that the Mekon were using. Which is right here. This cutscene appeared way back in episode 45. And what we're looking for is, I guess, just on the ground here? The Telethia research. What is even happening in this room? It's weird. What a weird world. What a weird room. What a weird room. Teelan, you don't get to run from me. You never get to run from me.
Are these the documents? They're really dirty. Must be because they're so old. Interesting stuff. These are the ones, all right. They're all about the Telethia. Thanks, guys. I don't know how far I can get, but I won't let my professor down. I don't want to just sit around feeling down anymore. I'll find a way to make everyone back to normal again. Thanks again for your help.
I'm glad everything worked out.
That's great, Shulk. You really did a great job.
Well, I had you to help.
Right. Time to get down to some serious research.
You found the Telethia research. Perhaps the Telethia will return to their original forms one day. And a Rex helm. Helmet produced by the Machina by studying ancient techniques. Heavy armor? No slots. See ya, kid. This quest is actually fairly important. In the definitive edition, the new epilogue story, Future Connected, is a direct continuation of this quest, with Teelan and Tyrea making a return as important NPCs. Let's check in with Frontier Village now, where a couple more of the High Entian children escaped to, Atael and Sian. Sian is over there, being bummed that her dad is dead or whatever. And Atael has a quest for us. Yeah. Isn't that right, Atael? Atael.
Atael.
Want to play?
What, play? Excuse me, can I ask you for a favor? Back in the capital, our dad turned into a Telethia. Now, all that's left of our family is me and my sister Sian. That is a worry. So, should we stay here looking concerned or should we act? Melia, you're right. Let's solve this problem. I'm coping with it, but Sian still thinks that our dad is going to come for us. I don't want to tell her the truth just yet. She should at least have some kind of memento of our dad. I know he had a precious object he kept buried in the ground. A precious object? What kind of object? I didn't get to ask him what it was. He just told me to dig it up if anything ever happened.
Atael's sister, Sian, is always downhearted. Apparently their father buried something precious by the fountain he used to visit. Will you fetch it for her? collect something precious that has been buried near the Fountain of Hope in Alchemoth. A family picture.
Thank you. Dad buried it by a small fountain near the Fountain of Hope. He always used to go there. Okay, I'll give it my best shot.
Yeah, Fiora, let's solve this one together.
Together. Yeah, that sounds great, Shulk.
Alright, Atael. You have a time. I actually failed to get a lot of Voloren's affinity links way back when I completed his 2 quests in episode 62. After completing looking for a lost daughter, if I talked to Voloren again, his links with his children would have increased to a blue doting. If spoken to between 12 and 15, he'd also reveal that Rosial is his cousin-in-law with a yellow link. And talking to Sion between 6 and 12 would reveal a green link between her and Rikoth, labeled Relief. I don't know what any of those conversations would have constituted. I'm not going to figure that out, because doing so would mean playing through the game for like a 3rd or 4th time. I'm not going to do that again. I'm not playing the game again. Just to see that dialogue. Hello, Alchemoth. You are so deeply fucked. We're actually going to be heading back down to where we first encountered Voloren and his children. It's like literally right where he was standing. God, there's so many of you freaks. Just being a nuisance. Why'd it get dark? Wow, it's just lying there, huh? Why did he bury it? Why would Voloren bury just a photo here near a fountain? Seems like a short-sighted choice, to be honest. Hello, Voloren. I think... Yeah, we need to kill him. Set him free! Or something, even though we just got hope that they could be reconstituted back to High Entia. Let's kill him anyways!
Is everybody ready? I shall crush the enemy.
Everyone, do your best.
Your energy is mine.
Come here, you weird freak.
All right, I'm feeling it.
No, not protection.
Give it all you've got, Melia.
All done. So tired. I see your strength is the genuine article.
Nice job.
I'm also real tired, Fiora. But that's just my usual state of being. Alright, Atael. I've done your thing. Whoa. I just really love when they smack into the ground. It's really funny for some reason.
This is my father's precious object? Yes, I see. This really is precious.
I should have looked at what it said.
Thank you so much. With this, me and Sion can always be with our family. Oh, what a relief. Another problem solved. This photo also shows us what Mum used to look like. It'll make a lovely present for Sion.
It was a very special family photo. Atael cried with delight when he saw it. Physical Protect 6. It's fairly good. And a Will-O-Wisp staff. It's okay. We have better stuff. How you doing, Sion?
Come and see.
When my brother gave me this photo, his eyes were all red. I asked him if he'd been crying. He said there was something in his eye.
Come and see.
I know the truth. My brother's lonely too. I think he wants to have the photo as well. I said we could take turns, but he said he didn't want it.
Well, does Atael say anything else now? Let's go check with that. Right, dork?
Wanna play?
Looking at that photo helps me remember my mom's face. She had shorter wings than my dad, huh? My mom died, you see, back when she had my little sister.
Wanna play?
I feel like I understand why my dad loved that photo so much now. Why he buried it in a place where it would always be near him.
Why? Why would he bury it? In a public park?
I feel like I could end up doing exactly the same thing.
It's such a weird decision. It doesn't make any sense.